Hi there, Sasha here from the Balanced Canine. What I want to talk about today is incorporating fruits and vegetables into your dog's diet. Now, if we're honest, most dogs in Australia are probably on a processed diet, which is a kibble, maybe from the supermarket, maybe from a pet specialty store, but in the end, processed is processed. I think this happens a lot of the time because it is pretty much the norm. It's convenient. A lot of people may think it's cost effective, and some people are a little bit intimidated or overwhelmed about how to put together a correctly balanced raw diet or home prepared diet. So that's all well and good. I mean, we do have some information available about putting together a raw diet for your dog if you are interested. But if you are feeding a processed diet, one thing that you can do to kick up the nutrition level in it is incorporating fruits and vegetables in your diets. Now, here are some of the ones that I'm going to be using today, which is pumpkin, carrot, broccoli, and also zucchini. Some of my favorite things to incorporate are berries and mangoes. Berries are almost like the superfood of the canine world. Now, people kind of roll their eyes sometimes when you talk about superfoods, but they're highly nutritious. All these fruit and vegetables here are very bioavailable. That means that your dog can actually pull the nutrients from it, and that's not what they're getting a lot of in their processed diets. If it's, you got a lot of corn and wheat and things like that, those ingredients aren't there for nutrition. They're there to pack out your dog's stools. They're there to bind the kibble together, and sometimes simply because they're a very cheap filler. That's, it just comes down to the dollar. You can see what's in your dog's kibble by flipping the bag around, having a look at the ingredients panel. Have a look at those ingredients. How close are they to your dog's ancestral diet? Meats, fruits and vegetables. There are two different schools of thoughts here when we come to prey diet and the bath diet. Those who feed prey-based diets just feed meat, organ and bone. They don't actually believe in adding any fruits and vegetables, and that's cool. People are obviously going to feed what they want to feed. Jean Dodds, who's a leading researcher and scientist with Canine Matters, has recently put out a book explaining why incorporating fruit and vegetables into your dog's diet is an amazing thing to do for their overall health and longevity. Okay, cool. So there are some, some rules that need to be applied when dealing with fruit and vegetables. To start with, you shouldn't cook them really, because we want to deal with the raw matter, because that is the healthiest way to do it. But dogs can't just take a chunk of vegetable or fruit and pull nutrients from it. They just can't break down the wall of it very well. So what you're either going to need to do, you're going to need to mash it or blend it, which is my absolute favorite to do, or lightly steam it. It just depends on your personal preference. Blending to me is easy and fast, and you don't have to cut things up into tiny little pieces to do. You can kind of just whack it in there. After I put all this through the blender, I'm going to grab a big pot like this. Okay, I'm going to chuck everything in here. I'm going to stir it up so it's nicely mixed, and then I'm going to put it in plastic containers, and then I'm going to put them in the freezer, and I just pull out one container when I need it. Now, the average amount which you can feed your dog is around about 5%. Those feeding a raw diet are going to be working to a 5% principle if they're incorporating fruit and vegetables. If you have a dog that you want it to lose some weight but not feel terrible that you're taking food away from it, the amount of food that you take away from it, you can actually put vegetables and fruits in that place to kind of just fill them up, and also so it makes you feel a little bit better about putting the dog on a diet. Okay, so work to about 5%. You don't want to put a whole heap of fruit and vegetables in there. It's just not necessary for a dog's diet. If we have a look at how their ancestors used to eat, they would be getting this kind of matter in the stomach of their prey. So it's not like they'd be eating like a big serve of fruit and vegetables, maybe like a human would, or that we should. They'd only be eating a very small amount anyway. They don't need huge amounts of fruit and vegetables in their diet, because you could then start messing with their digestive system as well. Okay, I'm going to go and blend all this up and show you what it looks like in just a second. Okay, so it's been about maybe 5 to 10 minutes. That's taken me to blend up all the fruit and vegetables. I've popped them into this big pot, then I've mixed them all up. I've just chucked some gloves on and mixed them all up by hand, so everything's a fairly even mixture. Now what I've ended up with, okay, so this doesn't look that appetizing. So I'm going to put them in these takeout containers and then pop them in the freezer and just pull them out whenever I need them. Now when you're introducing fruit and veg mixes to dogs that have never had them before, when you put the fruit and vegetable into the bowl, put it to the side of the bowl, don't mix it completely in with the food, because if you're going to have a fussy eater or some, a dog that's a little bit suspicious, they may say to you they're not going to eat the entire meal because you've mixed something weird and different in with it. If you just put it to the side, they may reject it that time, they may reject it tomorrow, but on the third or fourth day they'll probably start to get a little bit curious and start to eat it. I think the most that we've gone to with a foster dog is maybe 4 days, and then they just start eating it. I always just chuck it on the side, or even mix it in with some Greek yogurt or something like that if I really want to be a little bit tricky about it. But most dogs eventually get there. A hungry dog is going to eat. So especially if you have a dog that you're trying to put on a diet and you're taking some food out and putting in the fruit and vegetable mix, if they're hungry, they'll eat it. They might be a little bit funny to start with. So just give it a couple of days, usually within a week, they're definitely going to start. Okay, I hope this has helped. If you have any questions about incorporating fruit or vegetable into your dog's diet, just send us a message. I just want to take a quick second to show you how the dogs actually enjoy the mix once they've actually accepted it. Behind me I've got a Staffy here who's been staying with me for a couple of weeks, and he's a dog that actually turned his nose up at it for probably, I think, like 4 days, and now he's actually quite pushy. With me, he's been watching me prepare the mix and has started to do his Staffy talk to me. Diesel, come here. Good boy. So he's very happy to get it. So here it is. Yum. And there we go. Very good. Good. So now we have lots of dogs. He's actually funnier. He's a strange dog, that one. And so we have another little dog here. So we actually have 4 dogs here, and they're all very happy to take a vegetable mix, a fruit and vegetable mix. So don't worry if the dog turns their nose up at it to start with. In the end, they'll be more than happy to take it from your hands, just like they would a treat.